Hello viewers, in my previous lecture on Agra Gharana, first of all we had known about what is Gharana in context to music, then the origin of Agra Gharana and the salient features of singing of Agra Gharana. Though in my previous lecture I had stated well about the origin and development of Agra Gharana Gaiki, yet to make a continuity, once again I am briefing it. Agra Gharana of Khayal singing is descended from Nauhar Bani of Drupad singing. Haji Sujan Khan is considered the founder of this Gharana. The rise of this Gharana started with Shamrang and Sarasrang. Shamrang's son Ghage Khudabakhsh also received the training in Khayal singing from Nathan Khan and Pir Bakhsh of Gwalior Gharana. He introduced the Khayal singing in Agra Gharana. Later, in the first half of the 20th century, Aftab-e-Mausiki Ustad Fayaz Khan, after receiving the training in Agra Gharana's Gaiki and Rangile Gharana as well, brought the fame to this Gharana. Later, the lineage of disciples of Ustad Fayaz Khan and many others enriched Agra Gharana's Gaiki with their own specialities. As stated in my previous lecture, Agra Gharana's Gaiki is descended from Nauhar Bani. So, the Khayal singing in this Gharana contains the features of Drupad and Dhamar in it. The main features of Agra Gharana's Gaiki are bold and full-throated voice production, keeping the Nom Tum Alap tradition of Drupad and Dhamar, extensive use of the low register, use of broad and powerful embellishments like gamaks and means, the importance of bandish of rag while embellishing the bandish with bol taan, jabde ki taan and ladant, etc. The use of different laikaris in singing and the powerful arriving at sum is another main feature of this Gharana. So, in brief, we have known about the origin and the salient features of Agra Gharana. In today's lecture, I will talk about the leading exponent of Agra Gharana, Ustad Fayaz Khan. Popularly known as Aftab-e-Mausiki, Ustad Fayaz Khan was the genius whose name predominates among all other names of Agra Gharana. He was such a versatile singer who sang classical style like Drupad, Dhamar, Khayal and Tarana, as well as the semi-classical styles like Tappa, Thumri, Dadra and even Ghazal with an equal command. Ustad Fayaz Khan's father, Safdar Hussain Khan, had died 3 months before his birth. Therefore, he was brought up by his maternal grandfather, Ghulam Abbas Khan. Ghulam Abbas Khan was the great vocalist of Agra Gharana and son of great Ghage Khudabakhsh of this Gharana. As stated earlier, Ghage Khudabakhsh was the one who had introduced Khayal into Agra Gharana after receiving the training from the Khayal exponents of Gwalior Gharana. Therefore, Agra Gharana had imbibed the characteristics of Gwalior in it. Ustad Fayaz Khan's maternal lineage goes back to the founders of Agra Gharana, and his paternal musical lineage goes back to Rangile Gharana, as he had received the training from his paternal grandfather Muhammad Ali of Ramzan Khan Rangile's Gharana, and from his uncle Fida Hussain Khan. Thus, he imbibed a rich musical heritage. His musical heritage, proper training, and the practical experience of performance emerged him as an excellent musician. Fayaz Khan's specialities were Dhrupad and Khayal, but he was also an expert of Thumri, Dadra, and Ghazal singing. Though Ustad Fayaz Khan was appointed as a musician in the court of Baroda Maharaj Syajirao Gaikwad, but he was always traveling, because in those days no conference was considered complete without his performance. The title of Aftab-e-Mausiki, that is the son of music, was conferred on him by the Maharaja of Mysore. Ustad Fayaz Khan's gaiki was the fine blend of Agra and Rangile Gharana. Keeping the Alap tradition of Dhrupad and Dhamar of Agra Gharana, Ustad Fayaz Khan was the only musician who could hold the audience in a spell with Alap in its traditional way. His singing style can be depicted in the words of Sushila Mishra, the prolific writer of the book Great Masters of Hindustani Music. She writes, Aftab-e-Mausiki, Ustad Fayaz Khan had a rich, masculine, sonorous, trembling with emotions, a voice capable of 1,000 nuances and shades, moods and fancies, turns and twists, a voice that touched every listener's heart. His voice was at its grandest in the mandra, that is lower notes. His range was not wide. In fact, it was quite limited in the tar saptak, that is higher octave. But in these 2 or 2.5 octaves, he used to bring out the living picture of the rag, pulsating with life and personality. His favorite rags were Darbari, Jajavanti, Des, Todi, Ramkali, Jaunpuri, Jogia, Bhairavi, Pilu, Kafi, Bageshwari, Sohni, etc. Ustad Fayaz Khan was also an exponent of Thumri. He could express the emotions through Thumri so well that even the famous Thumri exponents used to wonder. He could also render Dadra and even Ghazal so imaginatively. It will be no exaggeration in saying that from Dhrupad to Ghazal singing, Ustad Fayaz Khan had full capability to express through any singing style. He composed numerous bandishes under the pen name Prem Piya. Listen to one of his recordings of Thumri.
Balam pardesa na jaya, balam pardesa na jaya, pardesa na jaya, pardesa na jaya, balam pardesa, ha pardesa na, ha pardesa na.
Amongst the well-known disciples of Ustad Fayaz Khan may be mentioned Ustad Khadim Hussain Khan, the Central Academy Award winner of 1978, Latafat Hussain Khan, teacher in ITC Research Academy, Calcutta, Ata Hussain Khan, Sharafat Hussain Khan, Pandit Dilip Chandra Bedi, and Dr. S.N. Ratan Jankar, who was basically the disciple of Pandit V.N. Bhatkhande. Thus, in the true sense, Ustad Fayaz Khan was Aftab-e-Mausiki of Agra Gharana. Ustad Sharafat Hussain Khan. Ustad Sharafat Hussain Khan of Agra Gharana and disciple of Aftab-e-Mausiki, Ustad Fayaz Khan, he received in his life much less than he deserved. Ustad Sharafat Hussain Khan was born in a small village called Atroli in Uttar Pradesh. He belonged to such a place from where many maestros have made their way in the world of music, such as Ustad Mehboob Khan, Daraspia, Ustad Aladiya Khan of Jaipur Gharana, and Ustad Vilayat Hussain Khan, Pranpia of Agra Gharana. Ustad Fayaz Khan, who was maternal grand uncle of Sharafat Hussain, took him under his training. With the regular riyaz, that is practice, Sharafat Hussain gained a deep insight into music, and his voice gained a rich timbre. During his training time, he used to accompany Ustad Fayaz Khan on Tanpura in many of his concerts and also giving vocal support to Ustad where he had left off. And Sharafat Hussain Khan used to sing beautifully in the true Agra Gharana style. In the due course, Sharafat Hussain gained the stature of an independent vocalist and gave numerous delightful concerts, some of which are memorable. He had a vast repertoire of compositions and used to sing many rare rags of Agra Gharana in an authoritative manner, such as Rag Malati Basant, Khem Kalyan, Ramdasi Malhar, Jaipuri Mand, Hussaini Kannada, etc. He sang on the radio and also recorded 2 LPs. He was proficient in Thumri and Dadra as well. His favorite Thumri was Babul More Nahir Chuto Jai, composed by Wajid Ali Shah. Sharafat Hussain had also the training from Ustad Vilayat Hussain and Ustad Ata Hussain Khan. In 1984, Sharafat Hussain was stricken with lung cancer and he died of that. Ustad Sharafat Hussain Khan is gone, but he is not forgotten. The lineage of Agra Gharana is very long. Let's have a look on it. Starting with Ghagge Khuda Bakhsh, who is considered the founder of this Gharana. Some prominent exponents of Agra Gharana are Ustad Ghagge Khuda Bakhsh, Mehboob Khan, Daras Piya, Ghulam Abbas Khan, Sabrang, Nathan Khan, Tasaddaq Hussain Khan, Vinod Piya, Ustad Fayaz Khan, Prem Piya, Vilayat Hussain Khan, Pran Piya, Ata Hussain Khan, Ratn Piya, Khadim Hussain Khan, Sajan Piya, Latafat Hussain Khan, Sharafat Hussain Khan, Prem Rang, Anwar Hussain Khan, Bashir Ahmad Khan, Aqeel Ahmad Khan, Shabir Ahmad Khan, Naseem Ahmad Khan, Wasim Ahmad Khan, Azmat Hussain Khan, Dilrang, Pandit Madhusudan Joshi of Baroda, senior most disciple of Ata Hussain Khan, Yunus Hussain Khan, Pandit Jagannath Buha Purohit, Shri Krishna Narayan Ratanjankar, Shrimati Lalit J. Rao, Pandit Vijay Kichlu, Pandit S.C.R. Bhatt, Pandit K.G. Ginde, Pandit M.R. Gautam, Pandit Dinkar Kankani, Shrimati Sumiti Mutatkar, Shrimati Manik Verma, Pandit Jitendra Abhisheki, and many more. All of them have contributed a lot and are credited to enrich Agra Gharana with their own specialities. Hence, Agra Gharana is one of the most powerful gharanas of Hindustani classical vocal. To conclude today's lecture, we can say that Agra Gharana of Khyal singing is descended from Naharbani of Dhrupad. Haji Sujan Khan is considered the founder of this Gharana. The rise of this Gharana started with Shamrang and Sarasrang. Shamrang's son Ghagge Khuda Bakhsh introduced Khyal singing in this Gharana. Further, Aftab-e Mausiki, Ustad Fayaz Khan, his disciples Ustad Khadim Hussain Khan, Latafat Hussain Khan, Ata Hussain Khan, Sharafat Hussain Khan, etc., and the disciples of his disciples have continued to grow this Gharana with their own specialities till today. Thank you.